Good morning and welcome to another short devotional for Black Rock Baptist Church and also Morristown Baptist Church. We're going to focus upon Hebrews chapter 6, verse 15 this morning, and I want to talk to you about being in the waiting room. You know, there are times in life when we find ourselves waiting upon God. Those times are not for the faint of heart. But when you find yourself waiting on God, remember this: you're in good company. Millions of saints before you have sat in God's waiting room. You're not alone. In fact, if you're in the waiting room right now, maybe you're waiting on a job or waiting on an answer to prayer or on some kind of a result. If that's where you are, there are a lot of people around you who are in the same situation. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 12 says, people who lived in the past became famous because of faith. And every one of those people had to wait. Think of Hannah. She had to wait years to have the baby that she was praying that God would give to her. Think of Joseph, who had a God-given vision that he would be a ruler. He had that vision at a very young age, but he spent 14 years in prison for a crime that he didn't commit. And it was a long time before God fulfilled that vision. Think of Moses, who wandered in the wilderness for 40 years while he waited for his next assignment and to know God's purpose in his life. Think of Abraham, who waited 100 years before Isaac was born, the child that God had promised him. Think of David, who was told that he would be king, but he was sent back to the pasture to shepherd sheep for many years before he ever saw the inside of a palace. God waited thousands of years before sending the Messiah that he had promised. And he spent 400 years in silence before Jesus was born, with no message for the people who were waiting for their deliverance. Your wait may seem so long for you to handle, too long. But there are many faithful people throughout history who have waited far longer than you and still have trusted in God's goodness and God's promises. We get in a hurry, but God is never in a hurry. Waiting is essential to our faith. So God is going to use all the time it takes to make you and I into the people that he wants us to become. Hebrews 6, verse 15 says, after waiting patiently, Abraham received what was promised. So while you're waiting, remember those who have waited faithfully before you, who saw God answer their prayers, his promises, in ways even bigger than they imagined. Ask him to help you to wait patiently and faithfully as well. God bless. Have a wonderful day, and until we meet again, let's continue to exchange prayers daily.